Steve Wright's big guests.
Now, music mogul, TV producer extraordinaire, X Factor Supremo, Simon Cowell, our friend, is the force behind British talent shows on TV and around the world. And now he's producing a brand new musical comedy called I Can't Sing. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's say hello to Simon Cowell. Good afternoon.
Hello, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm very happy to be back.
Oh, and can we say, how is baby and lady?
Baby and lady are doing very well, actually. She's crying more than the baby. It doesn't make a sound. No, but she's cool, actually. We're all getting on fine. And I got my little dog, Squiddly and Diddly, who I brought over from America. So it's kind of crazy, but good.
So how long are you back for now, or are you toing and froing?
I've been a little bit of toing and froing, Steve, but I like to do that. But this year, more time in the UK.
Okay.
How many nappers have you changed so far, Simon?
0.
Oh, Simon.
No, you know what? Because I just don't really want to go there. And I've just got a feeling it's going to be an image which is going to be planted in my head forever, and I kind of don't want to see that.
When my kids were growing up, on a Sunday, I used to have to get up and do all the feeding and everything, what they used to call malupa. So you mix up the food and then feed it to them, and they then throw it on the floor.
Yeah, or in your face. I'll tell you what I'm going to be good at doing, is that when he wants to learn how to race go-karts, ride bikes and all that kind of stuff, I think I'll be really good. I think at this stage, you know, I'm okay with the feeding and the making him happy, but the other stuff, no.
I read that you were surprised at yourself, how good a father you are and going to be.
Well, I think I've got good sort of paternal instincts, because I do like kids. I've always got on well with them. I was never great with babies because they don't do anything. So whenever anyone used to hand me their baby to hold on to, I was really nervous. But I literally, within 5 minutes, I was there. I got it.
Yeah. Before we talk about the show, can I just go through a little thing so you can do yay or nay? Would that be all right?
Of course.
Okay.
Literally yay or nay, not yes or no.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, you can speak any language you like.
We'll do Old English, I don't mind.
We should tell people we're talking about maybe like me, Tim and you going out for a night out and we're all going to wear a cloak.
I was describing to Steve, for your listeners before, we did a little talk beforehand because we are friends, and we were talking about luggage, and then we got onto the fact that Steve said I should wear a cloak, and I admitted I do wear one on my own at night time with organ music.
Yeah, sat in the dark.
Just to make me sound even more weirder.
I think you should wear it on television, Symes, and
think about it.
judge people. I'd like to see you judging people in a cloak.
I'll tell you what, you two do it first, one radio show. Tell me how it goes and I'll consider it.
Yeah, we'll audition it for you.
Because I don't want you to look foolish, you know that.
Yeah. Cheryl Cole then, returning to X Factor, of course true, and all happy about that?
Yay.
Okay.
You said it.
All right, fair enough.
Yay.
All right. Unhappy X Factor USA.
Well, yay and nay, actually. I made a decision last year to come back to the UK because the truth is out there. I think there are literally 16 singing talent shows on American TV this year. So it wasn't what it used to be. You know, when I was doing Idol, we were getting like 30 million plus. The market's so diluted with so many shows.
Splits the audience.
It splits the audience, and it's, honest to God, it's just not fun when you work like that. I like being in the UK where, I mean, apart from The Voice, we are the only singing show. And the most important thing is that the last year I did X Factor in 2010, we worked it out that the artists we signed from that year sold 45 million records.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself that the reason you do the shows is you've got to find talent. And statistically, the UK X Factor show has produced the best talent. And I'm confident we're going to find another star this year. I really am.
And, of course, the show is on in that format right across the world, isn't it, in every major country?
Yeah, it's in about 40-odd countries now.
So it's doing all right.
Yeah, it does fine. But the important thing, like I said, I'm always hopeful that you're going to find a star. And One Direction last year were the biggest selling artists in the world. And then you kind of pinch yourself that they came from the show. So, and that's the reason why we do this.
Did you expect that of them, or are you still pinching yourself? Because, I mean, they've gone off the scale, Simon.
I do pinch myself, Tim, because I knew they were great, and I thought they had huge potential, but what they've contributed is really what's made it work, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, we gave them like a leg up, but then the rest was down to them, because they're smart boys, they really are.
Yeah.
OK, now what we're going to do is just take a break, Simon, stay there, and we'll be back with Simon Cowell in just a moment to talk about this new West End show. Now, we're back here with Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell's on the air with us today, on the phone somewhere in London. Now, what about this thing, the Golden Buzzer on BGT? What is it?
It's a golden buzzer.
What happens?
Well, what happens is that we have the 4 red buzzers, and in the middle there's a big, big gold button. And each judge gets to press it once throughout the audition shows. And if you press it, that artist automatically makes it through to the finals. I wasn't sure whether it's going to work or not, but it's really good fun. I chose someone well. Alicia chose someone great. Amanda, good. Antoinette, we gave them a buzzer, quite good, and David chose a complete idiot. And he's going to be really embarrassed about this, I think.
Right, let's move on to I Can't Sing. It's written by Harry Hill and Steve Brown and goes behind the microphone and under the judge's desk to reveal the not necessarily accurate story of heartache and laughter that keeps millions tuning into the X Factor every week. Now, when they came to you with this, were you wary of it?
Well, to be honest with you, I've never been involved in a West End show before. I was always warned not to do it. And they came to us over a year ago and said they wanted to write this musical, that it was going to be a comedy, it was going to be a parody, because I didn't want it to be too serious. And I liked Harry's humour. I think he's really smart. But honestly, I didn't think the show was ever going to be made. A year later, I go down to a workshop where they had a few people and they walked me through the musical, and I thought it was hilarious, so we decided to back it. And then it's suddenly here. I mean, it's happened so quickly, but it's one of the most exciting things I've ever done. Probably one of the most scary things I've ever done, because statistically it's difficult. But if I do say so myself, it is absolutely brilliant. It's bonkers, crazy, but all the people who've gone in to see it, because I read the tweets, they're all saying the same thing. I didn't know what to expect, but they really love the show, and so the word of mouth's good on it.
What can you tell us about it? I mean, what am I in for?
Well, you'll recognise a lot of people, obviously, from all the X Factor shows, whether it's the judges, whether it's the contestants. But it's crazy. I mean, it's narrated by a talking dog. There's a hunchback who enters and gets rejected and then seeks revenge on me. There's an alien. It's really hard to describe, but it's like watching the X Factor, I guess, if you were really, really drunk and imagined what it could be like. I mean, everything's exaggerated. And the songs, which is my biggest worry, are fantastic. I'm excited, and I've been to 2 of the preview performances now, and it was full, and we've got standing ovations. It's been a blast.
So as an audience, we go in there, and do we root for some of the contestants? And we spend a lot of time laughing at you, do we, Simon, or the person playing you, I suppose?
Yeah, you do laugh at me quite a bit. I mean,
with you. We laugh with you.
Well, with me, exactly. It's a little bit uncomfortable.
You know what I meant.
Someone take the mickey out of you. But it's done in a good spirit, and you'll definitely root for the contestants, and you're going to recognise a lot of the contestants. We had to make it like the TV show. It had to be a family show. And I was looking around the audience last night. I mean, we had kids in there, teenagers, older people, but they all got the joke. And what it was like, it was just a great feeling, sitting there for a couple of hours with people cheering, clapping, laughing throughout, standing ovation at the end. It was a really, really great sensation.
Just before we go, and I know you're busy, I want to ask you, every year, as each year goes by, you are under pressure. I mean, you've got shows here and there, you have a family now, you've got your businesses that you're running. How is it that you manage to stay so cool and so humorous, I suppose is the word? Nothing much seems to bother you, or maybe it does secretly.
Not so much anymore, Stephen. Thank you for saying that. I really do love my job. It's a very reactive job because you can see how people feel about what you do, whether you're making records or putting on shows or making TV shows. It was something I wanted to do as a kid, and the fact that I can do it, going back to what I said before, I actually do pinch myself pretty much on a daily basis that I'm still allowed to do it, and I'm having fun doing it, and the people I work with have become good friends of mine. So there's nothing really much to be miserable about, to be honest with you.
Reading that book that you had out a few years back, we all remember reading about how you had to go live back with your mum because you were broke and all the rest of it. Do you ever worry, like, it all going all of a sudden?
Not so much now. I think when I was trying to make it in the music business, there was a time where you wonder whether you're really going to make a proper career out of it.
Yeah.
But look, since I've been in that position, I mean, I was a lot younger then, I don't think I'd want for that to happen again. But it's a good lesson for other people that when things do go bad, and I suppose if you do have to go back to your mum and dad, it's not the worst thing in the world because it gives you a bit of breathing space. And I wasn't embarrassed. I just got back on my feet again. And I suppose it was a good thing it happened because I now appreciate what I've got. I don't take anything for granted.
I've seen you say before, there'll come a time when I'll just be background and I'll be producing, concepting. But how long do you think will you be out front on a show?
I don't know the answer to that, actually. Probably another 50 years, 60 years.
60 years?
No, as long as I'm still enjoying it, and hopefully the people, are interested in watching you on a show. I mean, why I like doing my job is because I feel very comfortable that I do know what I'm talking about. So if I'm judging a show, I try and forget I'm on a TV show and actually think, no, I've got to do my day job here, and I've got to try and find a star. And when I work with these artists, I've got to make them better and help them, and that's the best part of doing the job, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The musical I Can't Sing is currently previewing then at the London Palladium and officially opens next Wednesday. We wish you the very best with it. When does Britain's Got Talent come back?
That comes back sometime in April, and I'm seeing the first cut of the first show next week, so fingers crossed it's going to be a goodie.
OK, well, listen, we'll let you go. Thank you.
Lots of love, guys.
Thank you, Simon.
And thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Good to talk to you. Talk soon.
Likewise.
Simon Cowell!
Bye-bye.
All right!
No, thank you. Bye.
Now, me and Janie Lee Grace back for more factoids. Beyonce Knowles is the 8th cousin 4 times removed of Gustav Mahler.
Only 20% of the Royal Mint's coins are made for the UK.
If you drilled a tunnel straight through the earth and jumped in, it would take you exactly 42 minutes and 12 seconds to get to the other side.
Prairie dogs say hello with kisses.
When the Mona Lisa was stolen from Le Louvre in 1911, one of the suspects was Picasso.
Galileo's middle finger is on display at a museum in Florence.
China is the world's largest supplier of Bibles. One factory in Nanjing prints 1 million a month.
The first image on American television was the dollar sign.
Factoids.
All right, now you heard there Hallelujah Freedom and Born to Run, and they are both sung by our guest Alan Clark. Alan Clark is here. It's a return visit. And Alan, you were saying it was 2 years ago that you were here before, but it just seems like yesterday.
It certainly does. Doesn't time fly?
And it almost seems like we're picking up from where we left off.
Exactly. Ain't that good? Just like Friends.
Yeah. Singer-songwriter Alan Clark was, of course, a founding member and lead singer of the legendary band The Hollies. The Hollies had huge success during the 60s and 70s, but in 1972, Alan started a solo career, and a new compilation of Alan's solo material has just been released as Alan Clark's Sideshow Solo Recordings 1973 to 1976. And those tracks you just heard are 2 tracks from it. So let me just ask you about the Hollies in general. Were you off on with the Hollies, or was it always pretty smooth sailing and you just wanted to go off and do your own thing for a bit?
No, everything was going quite well. It's just that I started writing songs with other people, and I met other musicians. Came across a guy called Ray Glynn, who I wrote a lot of songs with, and I just decided that maybe I'd like to sort of do a solo album. This wasn't with any sort of attitude of wanting to lead the band and go out on my own at all.
I mean, you solidly worked and you had so many hits. I mean, I don't know what the stats are, but you must have had as many hits or climbing toward as many hits as Cliff or the Beatles and Tremolos and all those people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we had more hits than the Beatles in the time that the Beatles were together.
Did you?
Yeah. But when I listen to the radio now, all I seem to hear is The Air That I Breathe, Ian Heavy Is My Brother.
Bus Stop I played.
And Bus Stop. You did give me a chance to say that one. But, people do tend to forget the other ones that we did. Gasoline Alley Bread, I'm Alive.
Oh, yeah, great
Look
songs.
Through Any Window.
I play Sandy, by the way.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't a single. That was just an album track.
Oh, that's good stuff.
And that was another one of my choices from old Bruce, my mate.
I nearly broke one of my rules there, arguing with the guest.
No, that's not an argument.
And then you guys were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2010.
Yes,
that must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was fabulous. Well, seeing as I'd been out of the group for, virtually 10 years, I got this text from Graham. He said, hey, guess what? And I said, what? He says, we're being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I said, fantastic. He says, yeah, and you've got to come over and you've got to perform. So I gulped, and having not sung for 10 years, I was a little bit worried.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons that I left the Hollies was that I knew that the high notes that I was able to hit 5 years prior to that had gone.
Really?
Yes. Lowering keys and all things like that, it didn't work for me. So one of the reasons that I left was to say, farewell, leave it with the people, let them realise who you are before it gets any worse.
But other people of your ilk still are out singing, and to a slightly lower register.
Well, not with songs like He Ain't Heavy and The Other That I Breathe. It has so much emotion in it, and it has one of those sounds which is instantly recognised. And because it was such a classic song, as He Ain't Heavy is, it would be wrong to sing it in a different way, really.
Was that tough, though? Was that tough on you to think... Basically, what you're saying is you couldn't do it justice in the way that you had before?
No, there was a lot of things going like that where I couldn't do it with justice, and I think it was only fair that I backed out.
Just talking about the Hollies just briefly, and then we're going to talk about the album, I promise. Were you competitive? Did you compete with other artists? Were you fairly, as a band, I mean, aggressively promoting yourselves? Or were you just kind of cool and cruising around?
No, we weren't in competition with anybody, you know. We just did what we did. We just enjoyed being who we were, enjoyed the songs that we were singing. We all felt very, very lucky to have the many hits that we did have in the years that we had them. And we were much loved as, like, the band's band.
Yeah, definitely.
What I mean.
And the sound of the Hollies... There's a kind of a combination in there, but the key to it, actually, we have to say, in the latter years, was your voice. I mean, when Graham was in the band, that was something also pretty special as well, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I've been singing with Graham since I was 6, so and I don't know whether you've read his book.
Yeah, we had him in to talk about it.
Oh, well, there you go. He probably told you my life story as well at the same time.
Yeah, but it's worth hearing again.
Yeah, well, you know, we both had the same sort of things happening to us at the same time, so really, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to write my book now. So, with him, it was a special thing. We tuned into each other very, very early, and it carried on through most of our lives.
So now in 1973, 74, and also I've got 75, 76, you did some solo stuff. Yeah. And they're out in this album, Sideshow, solo recordings 1973 to 1976. We heard in those tracks there, you didn't want that thick, harmonised sound from the Hollies. You wanted your voice out there. So all of these tracks are kind of you raw, aren't they, really?
What would be the point of me doing something which would be similar to the Hollies? When I first heard Bruce Springsteen's songs, I thought, they're not really Hollies songs, they're rock and roll. And deep down, I'm a rock and roll singer that just happens to be able to sing ballads. And I liked that sort of music. So at the time, when I said to the boys I want to do a solo album, they said, well, if you're going to do a solo album, you have to leave. So I decided, well, I've got to get this out of my blood at some time. You know, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. And just went into the studios with friends that I knew, like Dee Murray and Herbie Flowers. Actually, a lot of people from Blue Mink, but other musicians that I'd got involved in by doing other things than the Hollies. And we just went into the studio and we just did what we wanted to do, without people actually saying, oh, hang on, we don't like that, please, can you do that again? It was just like 5 guys together in a studio having a good time.
I mean, this might sound like an impertinent question, but what do you do every day? I don't mean that to sound, because, I mean, you say you're not singing anymore.
I'm writing lyrics at the moment. I have some friends in Los Angeles. There's a singer there called Carla Olsen, and we've been working on some stuff where I've been writing lyrics and she's been putting it to music. So that's something which is actually has only just begun.
Oh, okay. I'm glad about that because I had visions of you waiting for Jeremy Kyle to come on.
Oh, no, please. No.
Here comes a couple more tracks then. The new 2-CD compilation, Alan Clark's Sideshow, solo recordings 1973 to 1976 is out right now. And yes, we heard Alan Clark. Good to see you again, Alan. And that chair will be there for you next time you come in.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Alan Clark, everybody. We love you.
You make it so easy.
This is a really difficult question which I'm going to ask Tim Smith. It's a factoid, or eventually becomes a factoid. What do you think we use time for?
Time as in time that goes by?
Yeah, I just asked that.
I know, but I don't understand the question.
Well,
clarify your terms,
what's
please.
It for, in your view?
Living life.
Yeah?
And organising our lives by.
That's almost it. You'll be amazed by the answer. We use time to order events in the past, present and future. So that's more or less what you said. We also use it to make comparisons and measure the speed at which things move.
Oh, that's interesting. Good question. Would you say you're the average supermarket shopper?
I'm more than average. I would say I'm a bit of a supermarket anorak. I know I am. I'm too interested in products, especially if I'm in Europe or America or somewhere like that. Reason is, I love seeing all the new products.
If I'd given an answer like that, you'd have said, it's not about you. I just wanted an answer, yes or no.
Well, you asked.
The average supermarket shopper, which of course you're not, makes 14 impulse buys on every visit.
I could spend days in a supermarket. I love supermarkets, don't you?
I do. And I went to a fantastic supermarket in Marrakesh last week. They had everything in there, all kinds of things, wonderful stuff. I was going to bring you back a fez.
And I know that they sell you carpets and what have you, don't they?
Yeah, not in the supermarket. That was in the souk. That was in the Medina. That was in the market square. Brilliant.
Brilliant. More on time here. Accurate clocks that measure hours, minutes and seconds have improved with the invention of sundials, water clocks, mechanical clocks, pendulums, hourglasses and now the iPhone. And most time comes from Greenwich, as you know, Greenwich time signal. And that's the atomic clock. Well, I'm just doing a lot of time stuff here because I'm from Greenwich.
Me and Gary, Gary next door.
Yes.
What do you mean most time comes from Greenwich? It's measured from Greenwich.
It is?
Yes.
No, that is the universal time.
Yes, you mean when we carved up the world 300 years ago, we said, time starts here in Greenwich.
Yes.
Like it or lump it.
Line of meridian.
Plutomania is the delusion that one is immensely rich.
I sense you're laughing at me, not with me today.
Factoids.
Now, we just spent a little bit of time talking absolute nonsense with Ben Miller, and now we're going to have to do some work. If you're interested in our private conversations, well, here's Tim's main question to Ben.
Hey, what's the difference between a whippet and a greyhound, Ben?
And I came back with, and a lurcher. What's the difference in a whippet, a greyhound, and a lurcher? I can't help you. I think a whippet is smaller than a greyhound.
Well, you've had a college education. We don't know.
That's your answer?
That's
my
my answer.
That's all we got out of him, wasn't it? He thought it was a joke at first.
What else can you ask about dog breeds? I mean, you can just say, well, this dog's got longer ears than that one, this one's smaller than that
well,
one.
That would have been
there's not much to it, is there? I mean, a whippet is smaller than a greyhound. That's all I can tell you.
Thank goodness for your comedy training that you're able to make entertainment out of our nonsense.
In fairness, he didn't study dogs at Cambridge, did he?
Ben Miller is here then.
You can't clap after that.
No, you can't really. Actor and comedian Ben Miller is known for his work in many television series, including Primeval, Death in Paradise, and, of course, Armstrong and Miller. Ben is currently starring in London's West End in the political farce, The Duck House, which is on for one more week at the Vaudeville Theatre. Ends on Saturday 29th. In fact, it opened back in October. And it's up for all kinds of awards and what have you. First of all, let me ask you this. What's it like not being in Death in Paradise?
It's awful. I do miss that island. It's a lovely, lovely island. That's a great place to spend some time. And I was very jealous watching Chris Marshall romp away with the series as well. And he's done so well. It's gone from strength to strength. There were pangs of jealousy there as I saw him sauntering up and down beaches. He doesn't have to wear a suit, I notice.
He's much more casual than your character.
Much more casual.
How long would you have been out there then when you filmed, say, a series?
6 months you were out there filming a series. Oh, no, on the Caribbean, I know.
Tough work.
I know, tough.
Good. And the other thing is, just before we talk about the play, do you wish you had your own game show?
Are you bitter and twisted over Xander's success?
I am. I think they've just been commissioned for another monster run. They're doing another shooting something, hundreds of episodes they're doing. Again, don't quit the hit, they say, don't they? If something's running, you've got to go with it.
Believe me, we know.
Do that.
Okay, now...
Looking anywhere in the room when I said that.
No. Tell us who you play in The Duck House.
I play a Labour MP. He's called Robert Houston. And the general election is coming up. He's about to join the Tories, thinking that he's going to lose his Labour seat at the election, and the expense scandal breaks. And it turns out that he is running all the same scams that they are in the expense scandal. So people claim for hanging baskets, massage chairs. He's got all of those. His house is just full of stuff that he's claimed for. And he's got the Tory bigwig coming round to make sure that he's squeaky clean. And he's got to hide all this stuff from the Tories. That's basically the ingredients of a good old-fashioned farce, really.
Yeah. Including a duck house. He's got
Including a duck house, yeah. He's got a duck house in the garden, yes, that he is desperate for them not to find.
Great fun to play, obviously.
It's terrific fun to play. Also, because it's farce. Diana Vickers running around in a corset.
That's the X Factor lady, yeah?
That's the X Factor lady. It was one night, the straps from her corset got caught on the back of a wardrobe. And
she was through to the final immediately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm normally the straight man.
You've lowered the tone now.
Yeah. So you can see...
I'm going to be in trouble now when she sees me now.
No, you were not. Oh, I've got a clip. Hang on.
We've got a duck house. Tell me we haven't got a duck house.
We have a duck house in the pond.
The pond? Did we claim for it?
They expect it.
Well, why have we got a duck
It's
house?
somewhere for the ducks to live.
The ducks have got somewhere to live. It's called the Wild.
They like it, darling. A roof over their head, somewhere to call home.
Oh, good. Good. Well, I'm glad they're happy. Is there anything else we've claimed for our duck friends? Is there a duck car in the duck garage?
The duck house floats in the middle of the pond. It keeps the ducks safe from the foxes.
Unless the foxes have got a speedboat.
You can see Ben in the Duck House at the Vaudeville Theatre in the West End until a week on Saturday, 29th of March. And yes, you heard Ben Miller, everybody. Thank you very
it's
much,
lovely
Ben.
to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for
And
having
sounds
me.
great. Good fun.
Thanks for downloading Steve Wright's Big Guests. Join Steve and the team weekdays from 2 on 88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio 2.